Good morning. Today we are continuing with our probability with PO40. I can calculate the probability of a single event. So probability is the likelihood of an event occurring. So there's the scale of probability. Remember, we went from 0% to 100%. We've got that 50%. So we've got here, it's likely to happen. If it's under 50%, it's not likely. Oh my goodness, my pen is not working very well here. So if it's under 50%, it's not likely to happen. If it's over 50%, it is likely to happen. We talked about that yesterday. Rowan? Yeah, we are not going to do the whole entire lesson from yesterday. Just refreshing our memory on that objective. So thank goodness it is not Groundhog's Day, because that would get old. Grayson?
So anything over 50 is likely and under 50 is not likely. So what's 50 exactly?
You got a 50-50 chance. Even odds. So now this is how it differs from yesterday. So Rowan, you want to take note because this is the difference. Now we're going to learn the probability formula. We did not talk about that yesterday. Yesterday we just talked about how many possible outcomes. Now we're going to talk about the probability of something happening. So yesterday we said there's this many outcomes if we flip that coin 3 times. Well, what's the probability that we flip it and we get 2 tails? So it's asking a more specific question. So the probability formula is what you want to happen divided by what could happen. Another way of writing that is your desired outcomes over possible outcomes. So what you want to happen, the desired outcomes, and we divide that. Remember that fraction bar means divide, so we divide it by how many possible outcomes altogether there are. So calculate the probability of each event written as both a fraction and a percentage. Decide if the event is likely or not likely. So we're going to be figuring out both the fraction and then converting that to a percent, using that percent with that scale of probability. Is it likely or not likely? Above 50, below 50. So we have a bag of 60 marbles. 9 are red, 24 are blue, 15 are white, and 12 are yellow. So remember our formula. Desired outcomes over possible outcomes. What is the probability of choosing a red marble? What would my fraction look like? Using that formula, desired over possible. Jude?
9 over
9 over what?
60.
How did you get those numbers, Jude?
Because there's 9 red marbles, and that's what you the desired outcome, and then 60 is because there's 60 marbles in the bag, and that's the possible outcome.
Yeah. So 60 is on bottom because that's how many different marbles we can choose from. 60. We want a red one. So how many reds are in the bag? So that's our fraction. We want to turn that into a percent now. So what's the percent? Lucas?
15.
Because 9 divided by 60 is 0.15, which we know is 15%. So, last part, likely or not likely?
Not likely.
Not likely. 50% is way under 50%. Let's look at our next one. What is the probability of choosing a yellow marble? Grayson, tell me the fraction first.
You do 12/60.
There are 12 yellow marbles out of 60.
And then you do 12 divided by 60.
Yeah.
And you get
What decimal did you get?
0.2.
Which is what percentage?
20%.
So is that likely or not likely, Grayson?
Not likely.
So now, what is the probability of choosing a blue or white marble? Claire?
So first you have to do blue plus white because you have to add them together.
We have to add blue and white together. So what did you get for that, Claire?
I got 39.
And what is that over? What's our possible?
60.
60. So what is the that's our fraction. What is our decimal?
0.65, but it would be 65%. And that would be likely over 50%.
It is over 50%, so that would be likely. So I'm going to erase this so I can scroll up. Our last one, what is the probability of choosing a red, white, or yellow marble? Madden.
You have to add 9, 12, and 15 together.
Yeah, so adding that red, white, and yellow together. And what did you get?
Divided by 60, and I got 60.
So wait, when you added red, white, and yellow together, what did you get?
Oh.
Was it 36?
36.
And then 60 on the bottom because there's 60 marbles.
And I got 60%, so like 2.
That is 60%, so it is likely. So, using the marbles, it's a little bit easier, but we can do probabilities using other things. So, calculate the probability of each event, both as a fraction and a percentage. Show your work. It doesn't say it, but put likely or not likely. Yes.
For the first one, it's just about, does it include Y?
So the letters of the alphabet are 26. They're placed in a hat. What is the probability of choosing a vowel A, E, I, O, U? So just the 5. Yes. And he asked the question and I answered it, so we don't need to go on. Okay. So if there are 5 vowels, how many consonants are there? 21. Numbers we need to know. What is the probability of choosing a letter A to N? You're going to have to count it out. S to Z, count it out. Figure out how many that is. What is the probability of choosing any letter in the phrase SVBP Royals? You have to figure out how many letters that is. Then on the bottom, flipping a coin 5 times. So what is the probability of getting all 5 heads? So the first thing you have to ask yourself is how many possible outcomes is that?
25.
Nope. If we're flipping a coin 5 times, how many possible outcomes is it? It is 2 to the 5th. How did you know that, Matthew? There's 2 possible outcomes. This is what we talked about yesterday. two possible outcomes when you flip a coin, and we're flipping it 5 times. That's going to tell you how many possible outcomes there are. But then we have to figure out, what if we get all heads? How many times we flip that coin would we get all heads? How many times do you think that would happen? How many desired outcomes are there? How many desired outcomes would there be if we flipped a coin 5 times and they got all heads? Can you do that 5 times? Or is there 5 chances? Grace? Taylor? There's 32 possible. How many desired outcomes if we want all 5 heads? Lucas?
5.
Nope. Henry?
1.
It's only 1 chance of getting heads, all the way across. Think about that probability tree that we made yesterday. There was only one that had all heads. So there's 1 desired outcome out of 32 possible. You still got to figure out percentage, likely, not likely, but be thinking it through. Go ahead and work quietly if you are watching this at home. I hope you are well. I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Lucas, come up.